Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sterling and I'm the artist and founder behind Cactus Lady Creation, and in this video I'll be sharing how to make a macrame Christmas tree. If you like this video, please don't forget to give it a like and subscribe for more art vlogs, fiber crafts, and macrame DIYs, as I will be sharing quite a few this holiday season. Alright, let's get started.
These are the materials that we will be using for this project. Check out the list in the description box below for supplies that I love to personally use as well. This pattern is more intermediate or confident beginner level, so feel free to check out the basic macrame tutorial video in the card above if you'd like a more beginner-friendly tutorial or a refresher on how to do all of the basic knots and the basic terms. I'll also create a written pattern and place that in my website very soon, so check that out in the description box below for a direct link to that. First, take your wood ring, or you can use a wood die cut heart or star or any shape that you'd like to use as well, and mount two 3mm cords that are about 16 feet long each using a lark's head knot. Once these cords are mounted, you can hang your work from an S-hook on the back of a chair or door or clothing rack to keep it steady. But I also like to use a clipboard to hold the project like this as I work, and it's helpful for working on a table if you'd like. Now we will work a berry knot for the top of our Christmas tree, and to do this we will tie 3 square knots. Take those ends through that top gap, pull it all the way through, which will turn those knots over each other. And then work another square knot to complete it. Now we will work the top of a diamond with some double half-hitch knots, and I'll show you this in real time. Using those exact middle 2 cords as the working cords, start with that inner left cord, cross it over that outer left cord, and then wrap that inner cord around that outer cord 2 times, working the double half-hitch knot. Repeat the same steps, but in the opposite way for the other side. Next, mount some cords on those now outer cords using a reverse lark's head knot, and we'll mount 3 on each side that are 14 feet long. Next, tie a row of 4 double half-hitch knots on each side of the piece. So place those 3 cords on each end out of the way, and then those 2 innermost cords will be the standing cord, and those other inner 4 cords on each side will be wrapped around those standing cords. So they'll be the working cords. And we'll tie 4 double half hitch knots on each side. So feel free to pause the video here and join me for the next step if you're doing this project with me. Now we will create a diamond with square knots in our design, and I'll show you how to do this in real time. First, we'll work a square knot in the middle of the piece using those middle 4 cords, and this will be at the top of our diamond of square knots for this design. Next, work 2 square knots below, alternating with that first one, creating the middle part of the diamond. Now work 1 last square knot below, alternating with the row of 2, and completing that diamond of square knots. Then take that cord that's 4th from the end, and we'll work 4 double half hitch knots with that cord on the left and 5 double half hitch knots with that cord on the right to connect both lines together and complete the bottom of that diamond shape. I'll show you the left side in real time, and then I'll speed up the video for the right side. Then I took 1 cord out of each end and used the 4 cords next to it and work 1 square knot on each side. Then with the 3 cords on the end, go ahead and work 1 square knot with only 3 cords and only 1 middle standing filler cord, and work a second square knot next to it. Next, skip those 2 middle cords and then work 2 more square knots. Next, work a row of 7 horizontal double half hitch knots on both sides of the design, making the outer cords the standing cord and tying 7 double half hitch knots across the row, bringing those lines towards the center of the design. Then continue with those same inner 2 cords and work another row of 7 diagonal double half hitch knots this time, creating a diagonal line towards the edge of the piece. Now on those 2 outer cords, go ahead and mount 4 cords that are 14 feet long each, with the reverse lark's head knot to each side of the design. Now we'll work a series of square knots with 6 cords each. To begin, we'll use those middle 6 cords and work a square knot with 4 middle standing cords and 2 outer working cords. For the next row, work 2 more 6-cord square knots, alternating with the first. Next, work 3 square knots with 6 cords each, alternating with the previous row. Now work another 2 square knots with 6 cords each, alternating with that previous row. And work 1 last square knot in the middle of the design. Now leave out 5 cords on each side, and with that 6th cord from the end as the standing cord, we'll work 9 diagonal half hitch knots with each standing cord. Then connect the bottom point of the diamond with another double half hitch knot on that right side. Now the diamond is complete, and we'll work another triangle-like shape. So take those 3 cords out on the end, and with the 4 cords on each end, we'll work a square knot. Then bring those 2 cords on the end back into the piece and work another square knot alternating with that first one. And work a second square knot next to it on each side. Then work a third row of square knots, working only 3 cord square knots on each end, using 1 cord as the standing cord in those. Now to complete this triangle, we'll use those 2 cords on each end and work a horizontal row of 16 double half hitch knots towards the center of the piece. Now continue with those 2 same cords and work 2 diagonal rows of 15 diagonal double half hitch knots towards the edge of the design, creating the top of a triangle. Then mount 5 cords that are 10 feet long each on each side of the design. Next, work a square knot with those middle 4 cords in this design. And we'll work a second row of square knots alternating with the first row. Now work one more square knot below, alternating with those previous 2 square knots, creating a square knot diamond. Now we will outline this diamond with a row of 4 diagonal double half hitch knots on the left and 5 diagonal double half hitch knots on the right, connecting those 2 lines together. Now work a square knot to the left of the diamond. Then work 2 square knots below, alternating with that first one. And now work one more square knot below, creating another square knot diamond. Then work 4 diagonal double half hitch knots on the left and 5 diagonal double half hitch knots on the right, outlining that square knot diamond. Repeat these same steps as we did just now, and the opposite way for the right side of the design. Now we'll work 3 more square knot diamonds, just the same as we did in the previous rows of diamonds, working a square knot series and then outlining it with a double half hitch knot series. Then work 2 more square knot diamonds and double half hitch knot rows, just the same as the steps in the rows before. And lastly, work 1 more square knot diamond and double half hitch knot rows, outlining that diamond. Now to finish out this design, we'll make another series of square knot triangles on each side. I'll show you how to do the left side, and you'll just repeat the same steps for the right side as well. To do so, skip those 8 cords from the end and work a square knot. Then work 2 square knots below that, 3 square knots below that, and 4 square knots below that. And we'll complete this triangle with the 5th row of 5 square knots across. Once you've done the same on the other side of the design, it should look something like this. And we'll finish out this piece by tying a row of double half-hitch knots, fixing this design to a branch or any dowel that you might have lying around. To begin, place that branch on top of the piece. Then working from left to right, we'll start with that leftmost cord, bringing it from under the branch towards the top and around to the left. Continue now with wrapping it all the way around that branch and keeping it to the left. Now continue with that same cord, bringing it around again, but to the right where we just tied it. And as you bring it to the right, you'll see a loop underneath the branch. Now continue with that same end, bringing it completely around the branch and through that loop from back to front, completing the double half-hitch knot. Continue doing this with all of the cords all the way across the row. To finish this piece, bundle up all of the ends together and take a cord that is 5 feet long, then tie about 7 square knots to hold them all together, creating a little tree stump. Then feel free to trim as you like and add any lights or any little decorations that you like to your tree. I'll be sharing how to make a few simple macrame ornaments in the next few videos, and you can use those scraps from this project to make them if you'd like. And to hold the battery to the back, I simply use a darning needle and some string to wrap around the battery and hold it to the back of the piece. I tie it a few times, then trim the end to secure it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, please don't forget to give it a like and subscribe for more macrame tutorials, fiber art blogs, and also more holiday craft videos. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.